Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Shubha here. I hope you like this video. Please do like, share, comment and don't forget to subscribe. In this video, we will discuss about the required evidences for the Self-Assessment Toolkit 5th edition, Standard MOM 4 and MOM 5. Standard MOM 4. Medications are prescribed safely and rationally. Departments and the staffs involved in this activity are administration staff, pharmacy department staff, medical and nursing staff, multidisciplinary committee members, purchase committee members, purchase and inventory department. Objective element MOM 4A speaks about good practices and guidelines for the rational prescription of medication. Evidences, policies and procedures on rational prescribing should be comprehensive to address all specialties. Prescriptions, completeness and accuracy as per policies. Patient records, old and active for observations and corrections if any. Objective element MOM 4B speaks about minimum requirement of a prescription. Evidences, policy and procedure on prescription writing as per the national and international guidelines and regulatory requirements. Prescription orders, complete and accurate as per the policy. Patient records, old and active for observations and corrections if any. Medical and clinical audit reports for observations and corrections if any. Objective element MOM 4C speaks about ascertaining drug allergies before prescribing. Evidences, policy and procedure on drug allergies to include protocols for inpatients and outpatients. Patient records, old and active for observations and corrections if any. Medical audit reports for observations and corrections if any. Clinical audit reports for observations and corrections if any. Objective element MOM 4D speaks about mechanism ensuring appropriate medication. Evidences, appropriateness review process of prescription, observations and corrections if any. Appropriateness review report and action taken with status on recommendations and corrections. Objective element MOM 4E speaks about implementation of verbal orders. Evidences, policy and procedure on verbal orders should incorporate all points indicated in the objective element. Patient records, old and new for observations and corrections if any. List of drugs for verbal orders as per the clinical scope of services. Clinical and medical audit reports for observations and corrections if any. Objective element MOM 4F speaks about audit of medication orders and prescription. Evidences, policy and procedure on prescription audit as per the defined checklist. Audit reports for observation and corrections if any. Objective element MOM 4G speaks about corrective and preventive action. Evidences, policy and procedure on CAPA, use of a standard format. Medical and clinical audit reports for observations and corrections if any. CAPA reports should include the analysis report, minutes of meeting of various committees with recommendations and actionable points. Objective element MOM 4H speaks about reconciliation of medication. Evidences, policy and procedure on medication reconciliation should be comprehensive to include the complete scope and check system. Medical and clinical audit reports for observation and corrections if any. Prescription and medication orders checked at different levels of transition. Patient records, old and active for observation and corrections if any. Standard MOM 5. Medications order are written in a uniform manner. Departments and the staffs involved in this activity are medical and nursing staff, multidisciplinary committee, administration staff, pharmacy department staff. Objective element MOM 5A speaks about competence of personal writing orders and prescription. Evidences, policy on prescription orders should incorporate the protocol on authorization. Medication and prescription orders, both hard copy and soft copy, to check authorization details. Patient records, old and new, for observations and corrections if any. Clinical and medical audit reports for observations and corrections if any. Objective element MOM 5B speaks about writing of orders in the medical records. Evidences. Policy and procedures on prescription orders should include all aspects mentioned in the objective element. Medication records, patient case files, clinical and medical audit reports for observations and corrections if any. Objective element MOM 5C speaks about prerequisites of writing a medication order. Evidences, policy and procedures on prescription writing should be comprehensive to include all points indicated in the objective element. Prescription order for completeness and accuracy. Patient files, old and active, for observations and corrections if any. Objective element MOM 5D speaks about contents of medication orders. Evidences, policy and procedure on prescription orders should incorporate all specific details of medication orders. Medication records, patient case files, clinical and medical audit reports, observations and corrections if any. Thank you. I hope you like this video. Thank you for watching.